Hey guys, it's been quite a day. This morning I was on Radio 5 talking about whether Boris Johnson would resign. So here's that.
The party has essentially banded together going, we want you out, you're just not leaving.
So given that, why is he clinging on, Zoe, do you think?
This is a symptom of something that's been happening for decades in Britain, where coming more toward a presidential style prime minister, he feels like a lot of the public do, that we elected him to rule, but we don't. And that's one of the fundamental issues that we have with our politics now. We don't elect the Prime Minister, we elect our MPs and they choose the Prime Minister, but we all act as if we've elected the PM.
Were you a Boris Johnson supporter previously, Zoe?
I was, yes.
So what changed for you?
For me, it's the constant drip, drip, drip of problems. It feels an awful lot like he came in and did what he said he was going to do with Brexit and all of that. But now he hasn't got his hand on the tiller, as they would say. He's not in control of the party, and he's making silly decisions or allowing others to make silly decisions. So there's a constant feed of problems. He's not handling the day-to-day stuff.
And then a couple of hours later, it was a weird one. I had to get up at 7:30 to record it, and then by the time we got down to town at about 12 o'clock, it was pretty much over. It was weird. So, yeah, that happened. So, as a result, Jen and I, while walking into town and walking around, were having a bit of a discussion about what the future would be for the party. And here's that. So it's all changed down at number 10, isn't it, Jen?
Yeah, just a bit.
Wow. So what do you think of the proceedings?
I think it's been a long time in coming.
Yeah.
So, in all honesty, I think he's had a lot of chances and he's squandered an awful lot. So it's time for him to move over.
Sadly, I have to agree. I've been a supporter of Boris. I think everyone knows that. And it's like I said on the Game Hammer Live last night. It's been one issue after another. And that's the problem. If he'd had a stronger hand on the tiller, he might have got through this. But the problem is, he's not that kind of leader. He's very hands-off.
It just
that
seems
doesn't
like
work.
one fiasco after another that could have been easily avoided if he'd have been on the ball.
And that's the difference between being the London Mayor and being the Prime Minister. The London Mayor can be quite hands-off. The majority of people that work for a mayor's office, they're career people who will do the job and you just steer them in the right direction. That works for Boris's leadership style.
It's a lot less high pressure. I mean, I'm not saying it's a low pressure job, but you don't have the global audience scrutinising it.
I think you do as London Mayor. London's like not very close to the capital city of the Western world.
Not compared to the Prime Minister.
True, but the thing is that when it's stuff like the getting the vaccine rolled out, and that all came together very well. Regardless of what the left say, it came together really well, and we did better than Europe did, certainly quicker. Or getting in there and helping Ukraine. Things like that, the big stuff, the stuff where it's right. Here's the plan. You go and do it. He did all right because that's the same style that you would work for the London Mayor.
When he's got a clear plan, he's very good. But on a lot of things, it seems he was just drifting
on the day-to-day stuff. And that's what really hurt. So that's my view. So at this point, he's got to go. And then that's what I was saying on the radio this morning, essentially. I joked to my mum that, well, he must have been listening because he went. We shouldn't have. A guy's basically his entire life's just fallen apart. But at the same time,
on the off chance, you should take all the credit.
Yeah, I shouldn't have, because like I said, it is a guy's career in life falling apart in front of everyone on the planet. But it is time. It was like what I was saying on Twitter. There have been so many problems, like issue after issue after issue, that shouldn't topple a Prime Minister, but he wasn't on top of any of them. And that's the point. You have to be a details person. So who do you think is going to take over? Who would you back?
I personally back Liz Truss, from what I've seen so far.
She has done very well.
But I'm not convinced that she's going to be the one that will get it. I think it'll be between her, Rob, and Goovy.
Yes, you might be right. Now, I backed Rob for the initial run when it was him, Boris, and a few others, and it ended up being Jeremy Hunt versus Boris, and thankfully Hunt didn't win because he would have done another Theresa May and just kept us in Europe, which is not what we wanted. But I'm not sure he'll work out for this one if he's up against Gove
He's
and
too
Truss.
unpopular. I don't think he's an election winner.
That's the problem. Would he be another like Ian Duncan Smith or someone like that? A guy that would do perfectly well if things were stable, but the world isn't stable.
No, I think he's not Prime Minister material. I don't think he would win the next election, and I think a lot of the people who will be voting on this will have that in mind as well.
Now that's an interesting point that you've just brought up there. Wouldn't win the election. Are we now in the point where the Prime Minister must be someone who will win an election rather than being someone who must be able to govern well? Because they're not necessarily the same thing, are they?
No, but I think that that's got to be a consideration, because you can't think, well, we'll have one and then we'll swap them out before the election.
Yeah.
You've got to, at this stage, think that Boris has done a lot of damage through the ineptitude of various fiasco after fiasco. So what they need is somebody who can win hearts and minds and also sort the mess out.
Yeah. Personally, I think that's probably Liz Truss.
Yes.
Although I wouldn't mind Gove or Rob for an administration point of view. Rob would certainly stand up to Putin.
Yeah.
Because Rob's got my kind of attitude, which is, oh, you f***er, come here.
What, the Sam Vine?
The Sam Vine School of Diplomacy. If you don't back off, you're going home in an ambulance, that kind of thing.
Yeah.
Which might not be the best solution on a day-to-day basis. But you never know, it might work. So we've got interesting times ahead. So there you go. Weird situation. So that's been a fun time. But since we were down in town, of course, popped into local CX, and also Jen has ordered me a nice little gift. And the gift is Hard Knock High on the PlayStation 2. Amazing. This is rather hard to get, let's put it that way. Now, it's in pretty good condition. It's Italian from what I can see on the back, which is interesting. But no manual. That happens a lot in CX these days. People trade the stuff in, but if it doesn't specifically give you a benefit for trading the manual in, a lot of people sell them separately on eBay, so that's that. What else did I find down in town? Well, Jen also sent another order in for a little present for me. Naruto Shippuden Ultimate Ninja 4. Really, really excellent condition. In the slipcase. Everything else is here like it's brand new. Wonderful. So thank you, Jen. That set finishes off the Naruto set, which is on the wall up there. So what did I find in town? Well, I've heard an awful lot of good things about Spec Ops Alliance, so I picked it up. And I'm looking forward to playing it. It's going to be a lot of fun, I think. What is it? 8 to 10 hours on the story mode, and then multiplayer. Well, I'm not going to really do the multiplayer because, let's face it, it's an older game now. What was it? 2012, 2013 it came out? I'm not going to be playing against people who have been playing it since launch day, let's put it that way. So that would be fun anyway. And Transformers War for Cybertron, which I've also heard a lot of good things about. Looking forward to giving that a play as well. That is it for today. Main thing was being on the radio and talking to Jen about the future of the party and the future of the country now. It's going to be interesting times. We'll wait and see what happens. Anyway, that's all I've got for you today, because heat stroke is really getting to me, so I'm going to have a lie down, and I'll see you tomorrow. Take care. Bye for now. Hopefully I do put this out tomorrow. If I don't, it'll be a couple of days' time before you see it, but see you tomorrow from the point of view of you guys, hopefully, when another vlog comes out. See you later. Take care. Bye for now. If you like the show, please consider supporting me on Patreon. It really does help create future videos. That's patreon.com/Zoe Kirk-Robinson. And I've got an extra special thanks going out to Chief89, Sam Yates, Retro Mickey 82, Mo Henry, and George Botterini. Thank you so much, guys.